Well, hello. How are you? Welcome or welcome back to Popular Tribe. My name is Nick. This is Elvis Sunday. Today we're going to jump back some 54 years or so to June the 7th, 1970. The song is called The Next Step Is Love. It was released on the That's the Way It Is album. First we're going to take a look at the song itself, the studio version of the song. Then I have found some rehearsal footage, a couple of small snippets there. I think it's one in studio, and then I think there's some rehearsal footage from behind the scenes on stage, and then we're going to jump on stage and watch a live version of it. The song title itself does seem very familiar to me, though I couldn't place the song, and I'm wondering whether once we start listening to it, it's something I will recognise ultimately, or it's going to be something completely new. All I do know is that a few of you have been asking for this one, and of course I am here to please. So let's jump straight in. Before we do, please hit that thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel and it's very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Elvis Presley and The Next Step Is Love. Cycling. Okay, here we go.
Yesterday I slipped away and the sun is welcoming the evening shadows of a perfect day. And the next step is love.
So this is some rehearsal footage.
The next step is
But I think the studio version of the song.
We've walked barefoot through the misty meadows, laughing at each other in the rain. Made some faces at some people in the park and didn't bother to explain.
Wow.
Fun, fun, look at us run, going nowhere special really fast.
Well, it sounds like the Beatles.
But we've yet to taste
Trumpet in the background.
on the cake that we've been baking with the past. And the next step is love. So what are we waiting for?
There's backing singers.
Is love. Girl, it's for sure. Yesterday I slipped away and the sun is welcome in the evening shadows of a perfect day. And the next step is love. Next step is love. Love will be a place to run to from.
Definitely feels like a show tune, like a tune you do on stage.
We'll be closer than we've ever been, though looking back it's so hard to believe. Hang it all out, we're bringing on in the best we picked up on the way to now. Changes are coming, but together we can make it through somehow. 'Cause the next step is love. So what are we waiting for? Yeah, the next step
It's a beautiful song.
Girl, it's for sure. Yesterday I slipped away and the sun is welcoming the evening shadows of a perfect day. And the next step is love. The next step is love. Yes, it's love.
It's a great song.
Next step is love. Yes, it's love. Next step is love.
It's a beautiful song. I had to take my eyes off the video footage because the video footage wasn't fitting the mood of the song. The song just felt like this really, it was like a beautiful love song, and it felt very much I mean, we're going to see him sing it on stage shortly anyway, I think. But you can imagine him on stage in that's the way it is. Those Vegas concerts with the Sweet Inspirations and the rest of the band there. And then every time I looked at the screen, it was cut to footage of him sort of being silly on stage and japing around in the studio, and it kind of didn't fit. So it was detracting from the actual song itself. The song itself, I don't think that I've heard it before. The chorus sounds very familiar to me, but the rest of it, there was nothing else that made me think that I'd heard it before. There was nothing I recognised, and it was a really different kind of song. It felt very much that it does have similarities to like previous Elvis ballads, and it's just that very smooth, soulful sound. And then we have just the backing music just felt more, I don't know, what romantic's the wrong word? Maybe it's not. But it felt so easy and smooth. And then we had, I think it was a trumpet playing in the background that kind of kept reminding me of some of the later Beatles stuff. Yeah, very indicative of that. So it kind of, felt very different to me. Again, a very different aspect of Elvis's sound. And say that trumpet coming in, it just felt very different to songs that I've heard before, I should say. But really enjoyed it. It was a really lovely song. So I'm intrigued to look at the rest of the footage. I'm guessing from the video footage that we started to see in that video there that went along with the studio version, that the rehearsal footage is him larking around and being silly, which I'm all for. I just didn't want it to detract from the first time that I'd heard that song. So I'm ready to sort of see him in studio and having fun with it. So let's go and do that right now.
Okay, here we go.
Louder.
Love will be a place to run to from the world, they will to you and me.
Just to be sitting in that room.
We'll be better than we've ever been, though looking back it's so hard to believe. Bring it on in, the best we've picked up on the way to now. Changes are a-coming, but together we can make it through somehow. And the next step is love. So what are we waiting for? Yeah, the next step is love.
Oh, okay.
Girl, it's for sure.
That's a shirt.
Yesterday has slipped away, and the sun is a-welcoming the evening shadow of a perfect day. And the next step is love. The next step is love.
Oh.
Yes, it's love. Yes, girl, it's love. Yes, it's love. Yes, girl, it's
Oh, see, I loved that. Loved that. Got a little window into what we might be seeing soon with the live version. But that even that moment with the live version, it encapsulated the feeling that the song should have been giving me the first time that I heard it, without the visuals there. So, great. Love seeing that behind the scenes footage in that studio there. And man, I want that shirt. So good. Let's just jump straight in to, I think this is, let me have a look. Yes, next up, I think this is like band rehearsal on stage or next to the stage. So let's go straight into that now.
The next step is love, gentlemen.
August 7th, stage rehearsals. Las Vegas.
Go ahead. You got it? The next step is love. Then after that, whatever happens.
There he goes again.
Da 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 da.
Da, 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 da.
Okay. Next up is love. Yesterday I slept away, and the sun is a warm and in the shadows of a perfect day. And the next step is love. Next step is love. We walk barefoot through the misty meadows, laughing at each other in the rain. Made some faces at some people in the park and didn't bother to explain.
Okay, short and sweet. As soon as we get to the song, it cuts off. Just proving again that I don't watch these before we go to air, as so to speak. I really enjoy seeing these little behind the scenes clips of Elvis in action, and just even at the beginning of the rehearsal, just as the music from the rest of the band creeps in, it just feels so magical. And it's kind of, I've heard it like 2.5 times now, I would say, or 1.5, 1 3/4 times I've heard the song between these 3 clips that we've watched so far, and I've got a real sense of the song and the vibe that it elicits, and it could be just one of those ones that soon becomes like a favourite of mine. It's the era, I mean, That's the Way It Is. Again, I've said before on the channel, I haven't watched it for a good few years now, all the way through, since I started doing these Elvis Sundays, because I'm trying to remove myself from any familiarity with it, so I'm not just doing a rewatch for you. And hopefully that when I'm watching this, it feels like the first time to me, at least. I will always say if it's something I'm kind of more familiar with. And so I can't remember whether this song actually features in the original concert footage, the original sort of video DVD at all. But it feels new to me, and just the little clip that we got in the video number 2 of him on stage just singing it, and it was just his head and shoulders, and you could hear the Sweet Inspirations coming in. That sums it all up for me as to just the magic that the man has and that the band brings. So I'm going to jump straight over to the live version. I don't think it's just from the first few seconds that I looked at, it seems to be of a different quality, so I'm not sure if it is indeed from the That's the Way It Is movie or it's some cut footage. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping the sound quality is enough that I get that vibe, that love. I know I'll get the love, but that sense of wow, That's the Way It Is gave me, or every time I've watched one of these clips from That's the Way It Is, it always brings to me. So let's go.
Yesterday I slipped away, and the sun is a welcome in the evening shadows of a perfect day. And the next step is love. The next step is love.
Yeah, this is what I wanted.
We've walked barefoot through the misty meadows, laughing at each other in the rain. Made some faces at some people in the park and didn't bother to explain. special really fast.
This isn't live, is it?
But we've yet to taste the icing on the cake that we've been baking with the past.
This is a studio version again, I think.
'Cause the next step is love. So what are we waiting for? Yeah, the next step is love.
That guitar.
Girl, it's for sure. Yesterday has slipped away. The sun is a welcome in the evening shadow of a perfect day. And the next step is love.
Okay.
The next step is love. Love will be a place to run to from the world they will to you and me. We'll be closer than we've ever been.
Yeah, it feels like a favourite to me already now.
Hard to believe. Hanging on out, we're bringing on in the best we picked up on the way to now. Changes are coming, but together we can make it through somehow. 'Cause the next step is love. So what are we waiting for? Yeah, the next step is love. Girl, it's for sure. Yesterday has slipped away, and the sun is a welcome in the evening shadow of a perfect day. And the next step is love. The next step is love.
Close-up shots of him.
Yes, it's love. Yes, girl, it's love. Yes, it's love. Yes, girl, it's love. Yes, it's love.
Okay. Thank you. So now I'm torn. I didn't think it was a live version. It sounded very much like a studio version. At least the footage that we were watching seemed to jump all over the place. And I suddenly thought, okay, we're not listening to a live version. And then at the end, it seemed to kick in and the footage they had was syncing up with the audio. So now I don't know whether I was listening to a live version of it or not. It sounded really good. I know that much. And I got that sense that love and the romance of that song came through. And so I'm happy with that. It wasn't a to B live performance. It seemed to be lots of different bits of footage cut from lots of other shows all added in, and then maybe just the footage that they've got was for the end of the song in terms of video against audio. So they used the correct audio and just made it. I'm going too deep into the technical side of it. The song I love. Yeah, I really loved that song. Hearing the studio version at the beginning, I really thought, okay, wow, this is the Elvis, that era of Elvis that I kind of loved. I love it all, but the late 60s, early 70s is stuff that I kind of gives me such a wow factor in terms of how accomplished he is and how polished he is, and just even though everything that he was going through, just the power and the performance that comes through every single time, it's just it's something to behold. So hearing it for the first time 4 videos ago, I knew that I really liked it. The video footage that went along with it detracted from what I was getting from the song a little bit, so I had to look away and just concentrate on what I was listening to, and felt like, yeah, I really loved that song. And then it's great. Videos 2 and 3 give us those little windows into how we get there and how that song forms, and we get to see him in his element somewhat. And then the final video just hearing it and how it all comes together, it's just a beautiful performance. You will have to let me know whether we were listening to a live version there or it was the studio again and somebody's done some clever editing with syncing it all up. But what a wonderful song. Really, really enjoyed the song, and I'm going to have to seek it out, add to my own personal list, and so I can listen to that again without the pressures of being on camera while I'm doing it. Yeah, beautiful song. Beautiful song. Thanks for recommending. What did you think? Is this a favourite of yours? Let me know. Leave those comments down below. Any others you'd like me to listen to? Throw them down there also. But for now, we will leave it there. If you did like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. Show me that you did. If you didn't like the video, hit the thumbs down button. But make sure you do hit it twice just to be sure. Hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. If you are, thank you so much for being on board already. But until next time, until next week, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening to me ramble on, and I will see you in 7 days. Take care. Be good. Bye-bye.